Okay, so many of us know that feeling, right? Working hard, paying the bills, but kind of feeling stuck on a treadmill, just hoping things eventually get better. But what if the way we actually think about money is, well, part of the problem? Today, we're doing a deep dive into a book that really tackles this head on, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it's more than just a finance book. It's really framed as a mindset shift. It does this through these two really contrasting figures in his life, his own dad, the poor dad, and his friend's dad, the rich dad.
That's exactly it. And the power of the book, I think, is using these two sort of archetypes. They show completely different ways of thinking about money, about education, even financial freedom. So our mission here is to unpack those really core lessons on building wealth and independence that Kiyosaki pulls from these different approaches. It's about seeing money differently, not just as something you earn, but something you can actually master.
Okay, let's dig into one of the biggest ideas, that one that really pushes back against, common thinking. The rich don't work for money. I mean, for a lot of people, that sounds wrong. How can that be? What's he actually getting at there?
Well, he's fundamentally challenging the idea that your salary, your active income, should be your only path to wealth. That's the core. The insight is, while a job gives you income, sure, it doesn't automatically build wealth unless you consciously take that money and turn it into things that make more money. It's about shifting your focus, moving from just being an employee, a worker, to becoming an owner, making money work for you.
Instead of you always working for the paycheck.
Precisely.
And that connects directly to another huge concept he redefines, which is the difference between assets and liabilities.
Yeah.
This one's crucial. Most people think, an asset is something valuable you own, a car, a house. But he kind of flips that. How does he define them?
Yeah, he flips it completely. His definition is super functional, very simple, actually. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out, period. So by that logic, things many people see as assets, like maybe their primary home or their car,
Hmm.
they might actually be liabilities if they're just costing money each month, mortgage, insurance, upkeep, without generating income. The book just hammers home this idea. You have to prioritize acquiring income-generating assets. Things like investments, businesses, rental properties, things that bring money in.
Not just owning stuff that costs you money.
Exactly. Less focus on just owning stuff.
That difference alone, that definition can be a real eye-opener for people. And to really get this and apply it, Kiyosaki talks a lot about financial education. He contrasts it strongly with, standard schooling. What does he say we should be learning about money that typically schools just don't cover?
Well, his argument is that the traditional system, it mainly trains us to be good employees, right? To find a secure job. It doesn't usually teach us how money actually works, how to invest it, how to make it grow, how to even read a financial statement properly. Kiyosaki insists that this kind of financial literacy isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely essential for, well, real-world success, for actually navigating your own finances and building independence.
Okay, so the book is obviously massively popular. It has clear strengths, but like anything this big, it also gets criticized. What makes it resonate so much? And on the flip side, where do people often say, well, hang on.
Yeah, it definitely has both. Strengths. It's written very simply, conversationally, makes complex stuff feel accessible. And the core concepts, they really are thought-provoking. They push people to think beyond the standard 9 to 5 path. It genuinely sparks something for a lot of readers. But the criticisms are there too. Some find the advice a bit general, maybe
Yeah.
idealistic.
Lacking specific steps.
Exactly. It's not a detailed how-to investment guide. And some critics point out a lack of really solid, verifiable examples for some of the bigger claims. It's more about shifting your thinking, your paradigm, less about giving you a concrete investment plan.
That makes sense. It's about the why and what,
Yeah.
maybe less the how. So given all of its appeal, its focus, who is this book really for? Who gets the most out of it?
I'd say it's primarily for people new to personal finance, young adults maybe, students thinking about the future. But honestly, it's also really powerful for anyone feeling kind of stuck in that paycheck to paycheck cycle, anyone looking for a fundamental change in how they approach money. It's really for those needing that initial spark, that push to think about building wealth in a different way.
Right. So wrapping up our deep dive on Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you can see why it gets high marks, often around 4.5 out of 5. Its real value isn't promising you'll get rich overnight, obviously.
Mhm.
It's more about fundamentally challenging your beliefs about money and really encouraging you, pushing you to take control of your financial future.
Exactly. It's about lighting that fire, showing that financial independence isn't some far-off dream just for certain people. It starts with how you think. It starts with that mindset shift.
So thinking about all this, about assets, liabilities, making money work for you, here's something to reflect on. What specific income-generating assets, even small ones, might you start exploring or building in your own life right now to begin that journey toward financial independence?